stumbling out of bed, and I still got you in my head from all those pretty words you said. It's like I'm wasted. Every time I see your face, I'm losing track of time and space. I don't know where I am. It's like I'm wasted, and I won't waste it. And I promise that I will stand by you forever. I can't get you out of my mind. I will follow you wherever, and I won't waste it.
Hey everybody. So this light is just, she's gonna set up some lighting, but what we're gonna do today is we're gonna be working on, there's the workbench we made the other day. That's a great workbench, but I kind of need a place for the miter saw and the table saw that is in a much safer location. I'm currently not really using them because, well, the miter saw is not attached, it's on an unstable worktop. That's on a plastic. So we're going to build a workbench for those specifically. I looked up some designs. I kind of took different aspects of the designs, and we're going to kind of combine a bunch of stuff together. I ended up designing my own little table. That's the bottom. There's going to be a shelf underneath. It was the first time using SketchUp. I've never used that before, so I kind of mucked up some of the putting stuff down. I did some copying, and then I was like, oh, let me change this leg, and it apparently changed all the legs, and then I was like, screw it. Just draw the rest of it out. So that's actually the top. There will be a shelf underneath. That'll help support it. It'll be a little lower than what it looks like there. Those are all the measurements. There's a whole thing about it. It's actually going to take a few days. Some of the parts aren't even here yet, but I want to get the baseline done as quickly as possible. So that's where we're at. Let's see how this goes. I've never designed anything like this, let alone built it off my own design, so we'll see what happens.
Looking through the viewfinder.
Alright, well, we're back. We got some lighting. Leanna's lighting. It's bright as like the sun.
I can put a filter on it if it'll help.
Stop it. We'll put a filter on it later. I just want to get this done. So, I do need to use the miter. And this is the safest setup I have. I have the board level with it. And I don't like to do the measurements because I have to cut 6 of these. So I'm using the edge of this. It lines up. I just need to cut just over the board there, just over the line there. So I'm just going to cut, move like I've done before. That's what I want my actual saw table to be able to do. So, and the kids are yelling at each other about how they're not doing their chores. So I'm going to set up the camera. We're going to get some quick shots, see how it looks. All right, I'll be back. And just like that, after verifying the measures, we have 6 boards, the exact same length, and now we can move on. That worked great, gloriously. All right, so we're on another step. There's the top. Cut out for the miter saw. I left some screws out on the sides because I'm going to put some rulers and stuff in there to help things. Here's the legs. So I don't have, what is it called? A jigsaw. So I am using an oscillator with a saw blade on it to finish So I use a circular saw up to the point I could to finish this little line. So I'm basically doing cutouts. I'm going to do cutouts down here because I'm just going to build the shelf and then I'm going to put it in. I mean, obviously I have to put it in, you know. So we're just going to slide it in, basically. That's the idea. We'll see how that goes. So that's where we're at. We're on legs. Then I have to build the actual shelf, which is going to be very similar to this guy. I also have to put the little bottom piece for the miter. And then we put it all together. So that's where we're at. And yes, I didn't want to buy another 4x4. So I ended up putting, because I was I was actually 1.25 inches off by my measurements. So I was like, well, if I cut it down to 1.5 inches, I can just put scrap 2x4 on top, glue it in, screw it in, glue it in, and I'm going to be cutting half of it off anyway. So it should be good. So they're all like that. You know, in this market, freaking wood is expensive. So basically, after I'm done cutting this out, I'm then chiseling to try to get out all the extra scraps and stuff. So that's where we're at. We will be back soon with another glorious update. All right, I'll see you. All right, and we're back. Okay, so apparently when I was scraping these out, cut these out, I cut them out a little too big. It's roughly a quarter of an inch, so I filled it back in a little bit. Don't tell anyone. But what we did here, we put we're putting the shelf together here, which is what this is going to be. Going to cut it along there. This is the top. This is where the miter saw is going to rest. I need to find my Craig bit or order a new one because I cannot. I tore this place apart looking for it. Because that's how we're going to connect these with the Craig jig. And then we're going to start putting this thing together. I'm not sure. It's a design, but we'll see how it goes. So that's where we're at. I'm not sure if I'm going to film much more of it or just do updates like this. I don't know. We'll be back. The dog's crying.
Yeah.
What? You're now under my feet. What?
So now
I need to be pet.
we're
back.
We have this massive table.
Sturdy table.
This thing is awesome.
So the only thing left, dog, really, is to step around the dog. I have him attached to my hip so he can walk with me.
We're leash training.
We're training him. Yeah.
We're trying to train both of them to be
He keeps
protectors.
getting stuck under the.
And in order to train a protector, you have to leash
He
train
also
them.
rolled around in the sawdust while I was cleaning.
Yeah.
So, all right. So here we are. The only thing left are the rails, which I have to turn into planes or whatever you want to call it. Really? Look at my foot.
Do you want me to hold on to him while you? Because he wants to feel like you're gonna show everything. Do you want me to hold on?
So no, that's the only thing left. It's not exact. It's not perfect. I actually, as I went into different pieces, I learned more and more and got better at the whole thing. Yes, I know. We love you. I literally clamped him to my pants. Why are you rolling around my leg, dude?
He wants attention. He decided now is the time for attention.
Yeah. Well, the whole time has been good.
Yeah.
So the idea, I probably said this 3 times, but we're going to go over it again, is to be able to line a piece of wood up exactly where I want it measured and just make multiple pieces. Boom, 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 however many pieces I need of that size. Wasn't sure which side I needed, so I put a ruler on both sides. Yeah, it worked out. It's not exact. It's off by like a 32nd of an inch up here. This bar is a little loose over here, simply because...
We got little feet on the stairs.
Hi, Danny.
Good girl!
Bedroom, all right. That's what I like to see. Here, whatever. So, the idea is... I couldn't... There it goes. Like, if I went to the edge, it'd get a little rough, get a little tight. And I need to be able to move the plane back and forth easily. Dude!
Do you want me to get a close up on that?
No, it's fine. I cut these rails with the grinder. Mm-hmm. We did not have a small grinder for the Dremel, so I used a regular grinder. Did that for all of this. I measured this all the way out, screwed it down so it doesn't move, so that is exact to where the blade actually makes the cut. So not in the middle, but to the edge of where the blade cuts. So
That's awesome.
and I did that on both sides. Now this one's upside down because I don't have a ruler that counts backwards. But I mean, it's pretty easy. I do need to throw the screw in here. I kind of stripped that out, so I filled it with wood filler and waited for it to dry. So that's what's left. I did fill in the little crack I told you about right here, just to make it look a little better. It's not really, it's not functional because it's held in by the screws. Yeah, he's a very good boy. Yep. So we got a nice shelf here. There's 12.5 inches between the floor and the bottom of the shelf, and I believe 14.5 above that. So you should be able to stick any 12-inch, like 1-foot boxes or anything like that on the floor, and it gives you a little bit more space above it. The next step, which is not this project, it was originally, but we split it out, is the table saw table will go right here, but it'll be on wheels. So we'll be able to roll it out over here if we need, or whatever it is.
But it adds so much more to this workshop.
Yeah, now I need to put everything away.
Yeah.
Because there's just crap everywhere, but that's
You're gonna have to do a room tour when you're done.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, well.
That's all I got. I mean,
okay.
I shaved all this down so it's smooth, so no kids will. I mean, they might get a little hurt here. I don't know. It's not. No, that's rounded too. So it's all rounded off, so nobody hurts themselves on the corners.
Okay.
I shaved off all the screws underneath because I couldn't find screws exactly the 3/4 inch more than the miter saw needed, so it's screwed down to the table.
Okay.
Um,
Let's roll the footage of the pretty workbench then, shouldn't we? All right, let's do that.